What's up everybody, Eaglefirefly Gaming here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to this new series on Incursions, and this is Incursions 101. So welcome back to this next EVE Online video. We're going to do incursions. This video is primarily based on the Vindicator, but all the basics are going to be in this video. So this is the Vindicator. We're going to be running with a fleet group called Walk to Me. I've been running incursions for about 10 years now. Now I'm going to dedicate this video to a chap called Moth. He donated me this Vindicator through the Discord channel. And asked me to do some content with it, and here we go. So here's some content with the Vindicator. So incursions are basically groups of Sancha in New Eden. So if you go into the world map and then open up your shiny control panel and click incursions, you'll find yellow and orange dots all around New Eden. Okay, there is an easier way to find these, so I'll show you in a minute. They spawn anywhere in null-sec, low-sec and high-sec, and basically what they do is they take over a constellation. So this is a constellation, that's a constellation, and they basically have penalties in the system, and the rats are more dangerous. So here we are, we're here, and this is basically where the staging system is and all the other systems that are involved. So we're in the HQ system. So if we open up the Incursion Panel, when you come into the system, which is here, and this basically shows you the incursion profile of the system. So the green is that we've got full control and there's no control penalties that are in place, and these are the various control penalties that are in place. Now when a system is first taken over, this is actually all red, so it's maximum effects in place, and we basically run headquarters systems, okay, in the Vindicator. So another way of finding it is if you go into the agency panel, you've obviously got your various tabs across the top, encounters, and then you've got a new tab here called incursions. Well, it's not new. So these are the 4 systems that are in place. 4 constellations. So you've got established, which is basically where the Sancha is established in the system. Mobilized, where it is most power, and then you've got withdrawing. Withdrawing is usually when the Sancha is starting to leave the system and the sites are starting to shut down. So I'm just going to undock here because we've been running these quite a bit, and I'll just quickly show you the beacon systems, the beacons that are in system. If it's still up, the final boss is called the Kundalini Manifest. Okay. Usually when the system is withdrawing, they will spawn the last one. Okay, so it's this one, the Kundalini Manifest. Now that is the boss. It looks like people are going there right now. No, they're not. So that up there is the Kundalini Manifest. Now that is the boss site. So that is where the mothership is. That's when everybody goes in and goes and takes the mothership down. Now that site, when it is run, once the mothership is killed, the system starts to despawn and the Sancha leave effectively. The other kind of sites that you've got are TCRC, which is the True Creations Research Center. You also have TPPH, which is the, let me find the line, the True Power Provisional Headquarters. TPPH has gates, so it's three sets of gates. We'll do videos on those and show you the different sites. So you have an initial gate, a second gate, and then a final gate for the main system, main part of the site. NRF, you jump straight in, is ungated, and yeah, it's TPPH. TCRC, they call it a TCRC wall, is when you've got multiple TCRCs stacked. TCRCs are the fastest ones to run, I think, against NRF. It's a bit of a bat, it depends on your fleet composition, but yeah, those are the actual various sites. Okay, so we're going to dock back up. We don't want to hang around too much in a Vindicator. So once we're docked, I'll just quickly go through the fittings so you get an idea. So here's the fitting window. Close that, don't need that. Call it Sancha Zapper. Now, this is quite an expensive fit. It's not the most expensive fit, but it's quite expensive to be chucking at rats. But you are relatively safe because you have fleets of 40 men and women in the composition. So 1.9 billion ISK we've got here, an estimated value. So obviously you've got some shiny stuff in here. So there is quite an investment commitment that you have to make. But I'll go through my wallet in a minute and show you the ISK return based on your commitment. So this is one of the close, it's probably, I would say, standard. It's not quite optimal. There's some bits that can be upgraded on this. So the Vindicator has bonuses for Webifiers. So you've got a hybrid turret, tracking speed, and then your Vindicators are the most important because they're used because of the stasis Webifiers. You also have Marauders in there, so Kronos. So Kronos is more optimal for this, but the Vindicators are really handy because you can web down the Rommies. Because what they do is when they spawn at their spawn point, they splinter off, which I'll show you in a video, and you have to web them down so you can get optimal tracking and stay within the DPS range. So you've got faction Webifiers up there. You know, you'd say, why has it got a Tech 1? But it's a metaphor because obviously it uses less cap. And then you've got your multi-spectrums there. They could also be shiny, but they are okay because you've got Logi. And then you've got faction lows. So you've got your 2 faction Navy drone damage amplifiers, and then all your Federation Navy mag stabs up there. So you have to be careful where you're moving this thing around when you go from constellation to constellation. There is a way, there is a strategy that you can travel fit it, but obviously you still have to be careful. There is a chance that you could lose it. So it's advised that you send the Vindicator empty or with its tank mods travel fit, and then you send your modules separately in a Cloaky, preferably a Cloaky Tech 3, and then obviously you build it when you get there. Okay, so we'll go back to the Incursions tab and have a little look. So this shows you all the systems. So you've got Headquarters, Vanguard, Assaults, obviously in different orders. Constellation, there's some information tabs down here, so it just gives you a bit of basically you know, a little bit of information about what's going on. Okay, so we are in what's the system that we're in at the minute? We're in this system, so site at present unknown travel system full intel. Well, we've been there, we've just been out, we've just had a look and we've seen what's going on. So they are starting to withdraw, so the final boss site should be done quite soon, I would have thought. You also get LP, so you get 7,000 LP per headquarters site, and then that accumulates, and you don't get your payout until the site is finished. Okay, you don't get it until it's finished. Basically, so we'll have a look at the wallet. Ignore all those. So these are the payouts. So from, I would say, 22:08 last night through to 23:13, so 11 o'clock. We earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 payouts, so 31 million less tax. Corporation tax goes into my corp wallet, so I can recover that. So we're looking at about 250 million in 1 hour. So you run this for a day, you've paid back your Vindicator. So some serious ISK that you can make doing these. A little bit later on, we're going to go through a couple of strategies. So in the Vindicator, you do something called, you approach an anchor. It's called the VVV. That's the Vindicator anchor, and you stay on that Vindicator anchor, and his job or her job is to go to the closest point where you know the rats are going to spawn, and then you can apply full damage. But we'll go through that anyway. A little bit on the group that we fly with. It's called Warp to Me. I'll just drop this over. I'm going to drop it low so we don't show people's names. So basically what you go in here, this is a website, and this is the X upside, so waitlist.warptome.net. You copy and paste your fitting in here, and then you enter on the waitlist, and then they will tell you when you can drop in. Be in system when you are entered into the fleet, undock and warp to your FC. Do not take any gates unless the FC tells you you can. You must always request gate permission before you go into a site. So we're going to click fittings, and we're just going to have a look at the fittings. So this is Warp to Me Incursions. They have a great Discord. They're a great family. So please give them a shout. There is basically other groups that do this, but primarily I've always used Warp to Me. I've never flown with anybody else. So you've got your battleships, your logistics, and then you've obviously got your Vanguard Fleets. I've never actually ran a Vanguard Fleet. I've always done HQ. So we're going to open up the Battleship tab and have a look. So if you're you can do this in an alpha. I'm not sure whether it's I'm not sure the rules against that, and whether you can fit it. So a preferred starter ship, so you can do Hyperion or Balgorn. So your Hyperion is basically, as you can see there. You've got your Tech 1 large cannons. You've got a NOS, so you can keep your cap up, and then obviously you've got all the modules here. Providing you can fit these as an alpha, I don't see any reason why you couldn't run these as an alpha, and then you could make some pretty quick Plexis sort of straight away. There will be a little bit of a training skill queue to get into this. If there is a demand for it, I will do an alpha version of the video. So optimal battleships, this is the kind of stuff you want to train towards. So your Marauders, which you've got your Bastion modules, your Kronos, your Paladin, your Varga. This is your ultimate where you want to go for. Macarial's quite good because it can carry it used to carry a tractor beam. So you can do a site called and do the MTAC drop, and basically it is a cargo container that you move from point to point and drop it to stop the shields respawning. Then you've obviously got your Sniper Nightmare, and Vindicator short range DPS. So Vindicator entry alpha, so it does say alpha, so I assume you can run this as an alpha if you've got the ISK. So we could try that on Eaglefirefly maybe and have a look. So you've got your cannons, and then obviously all your mods here. I need to have a look at the skill training queue for that. Vindicator standard is what we run. I'm running at the minute roughly, apart from the core X type. So as long as you're following the entry standard, then you're fine. I do need to upgrade the micro warp drive, but we obviously have everything else. Okay, and then your optimal is obviously it's your beast mode. So you've got your Pitham A types. Because you've got a Pitham A type, you can carry 3 webs, and then obviously you've got all your fancy stuff in there as well. And there's notes here that your stasis webifiers must be of minimum faction quality. Okay, so that's a rough overview of the fittings, and that's a look at what. So this is the main website. When you go into the main websites, this is about news, bit of chatter, some tight tactics, and then your incursion fits and guides. That's pretty much there. You've got your Discord link that you can go into and have a chat with everyone and get to meet the team. They also do a leaderboard. Don't really get involved with the leaderboard, just go blap stuff. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how much this is updated, but yeah, that's it. All right, so we're going to get into some videos now, some clips of the sites, and I'll draw some lines and things like that and give you some tips. Okay, see you in a mo. Okay, so here is the first site. I'm not too sure which one this is. This could be TCRC, I think, or maybe NRF. So here I just speed run through these. I've got 4 or 5 different clips just to give you a bit of a taster of what's going on. The combat calls have been omitted for obvious reasons, and basically various bits of information I've hidden again for obvious reasons. So sit back, enjoy. Next video we'll go through the VVV strategy and the things to do. It's important here, first of all, as you can see, is to broadcast early. So make sure you broadcast early. But if you don't broadcast when they're yellow boxing you, the chances are you're going to melt pretty quickly. So give the Logi a break and make sure you yellow box that you broadcast for shield. When you clear aggression, so when obviously all aggression has gone, no yellow boxing has gone, then broadcast in position, and then obviously the Logi know that you're okay and you're secure. Alright, so sit back, enjoy the ride. I'll pop some music on in the background, some few little bits of beats for you to enjoy. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Okay, see you soon.
Kids in a big old house, can't wait, heavy load.